Hello everybody and welcome back to EcoPosh for You YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about a post that I read on a forum where somebody was letting everybody know that they were quitting Poshmark. So we're going to take a look at that, and then I'm going to give some commentary, and we are going to take a look at what some of the other people in the thread thought about this message. And it says the following: "Well, I have not had one sale in 6 months. Officially done with Poshmark. Deleted all my listings and they are going back to the thrift store." Edit. "I've been on Posh over 2 years. I work full time. I can't buy more and more inventory just to add to my shop daily. I don't have the energy to share several times a day anymore. So with 6 months of nothing, it's just time to move on. Thanks for trying to help though. Best wishes to you all." So I guess she just wrote the top part. "I'm quitting Poshmark. I'm deleting everything and taking it back to the thrift store." And then I guess she added it to make herself sound, or to make it sound like she was throwing less of a fit. And I do see a lot of posts like this in forums, and I understand that people are frustrated right now. I'm a little frustrated myself because, I mean, the economy is bad, guys. And actually, the Fed is, we're going to have another announcement by the Fed. Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, has a press conference today in an hour or two, to let us know. Basically, I'm pretty sure they're going to raise interest rates again. I don't know how much. I don't think it's going to be by a full point this time, but I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. So that being said, and they just raised it in May, too. And they've been raising it all year. The thing is that the effects of the raise, so that if they raised it last month, the effects of that are not going to be felt until a little later. And so the full effect of all of the easements and things done this year are not really going to be felt until, I would say, 2024 is going to be. So just in case you thought this year was bad, if you actually look, you can see where we're headed, because they have the data where you can look at that information. So, rant about the Fed over. Things are going to be really hard for 2024, okay? And as far as resale goes, and I think most of you probably already know this by now, because most of the people I know have been doing this for a while, and that is that you get out of it what you put into it. And that's always been true. There's some jobs where that's not the case, where maybe you work a 9 to 5 or whatever minimum wage job, you just have to do X, Y, and Z, and that's all you have to worry about. And then you can come home and you clock out or whatever it is. But when you're doing resale, it's pretty much 24 hours a day, because 24 hours a day you're answering messages. 24 hours a day if you do live shows, you're doing live shows on one or multiple platforms, and it really is a full-time job. So, and at this point too, there are fewer dollars because the economy is so bad. More people are spending their money on groceries. I mean, think about how much eggs have gone up. Think about how much milk has gone up. Think about how much butter has gone up. All right? That money that people are spending, like butter has gone up here. Butter used to be like $4 or $5 here. It's like $7 here. Maybe $8 sometimes. So, like the $4 or $5 I used to spend before, I would have $4 or $5 that I didn't spend on butter, and that would be part of what I used to go shopping. That would be kind of like my fun money, right? So nobody really has any disposable income as much anymore, because it's being eaten up because everything costs so much anymore. And either everything costs a lot now, or it's shrinkflation, then that is where they give you less in the bag or less in the box, and it just looks like it's the same amount, but it's not. It weighs less. So you're going to be run out of things sooner. So because of things like that, that is eating away at the disposable income of the American family. And they do not have as much left over at the end of the month, if anybody has anything left over lately at all. So, to continue on to this situation, if you were a casual seller on Poshmark where you didn't put a lot of effort into it, and you put your stuff up on, say you put stuff in your closet, you took great pictures, you had your measurements, and all you did was go thrifting, you know, maybe once or twice a month, and you were able to maintain your closet that way. Like, that's not going to work anymore necessarily. You know, like, people need to realize times are changing right now because of the economy. And, you know, like, yes, Poshmark has something to do with it, because I realize they've made a lot of changes lately with the live shows. Not everybody likes the live shows. It was bought by a new company. There's just been so much going on. And it's easy to want to blame Poshmark, and I do think that probably we could blame them a little bit. I think we could probably put a percentage of the blame on them, but I think for the most part, we can put the blame on the economy right now, okay? And so what that means is that there are fewer dollars that people are spending right now. So that means that it's going to be a lot more competitive, you know? So we're all fighting for fewer dollars right now, right? Basically, okay? So people are complaining about, you know, like, everything is selling so cheap now, I'm just going to stop taking measurements, I'm going to whatever. That's fine, but there will be plenty of people that still keep taking the measurements. And I think that this next year, this 2024, is going to knock a lot of people down off their high horse, because a lot of things that you think you wouldn't have done for X amount of dollars before, you're probably going to entertain doing this year. So it's better just to realize that we're going to be working harder for fewer dollars, and just think, okay, the next, you know, we're going into a tough economy. The best thing I can do, I mean, I'm not saying never complain, but just stop complaining about it. You can vent occasionally, but just put that focus back into trying to improve your business, because the economy, that's not going to change, sweetheart, but you can change the way that you do things. So, so people, I understand that people that have a job, it's a lot of work, and, you know, you work every day and then you come home. I worked retail for a lot of my life, and I know how that feels. And when you get home from work, you don't want to mess with Poshmark. You don't want to do listings. You don't want to do stuff like that. 100% understandable. So, yeah, that's just kind of the situation that we're in right now. I was going to read through some of these comments, but I'm not going to, because it's just kind of a combination of things. What I recommend for people that are having a slow time on Posh, the same things that any other person would recommend. Relist your items, okay? Relist, take them down, relist them, and make sure that you're doing an all of the above approach, which means that you are cross-posting everywhere you can. The more eyes you can get on these items, the more likely they are to sell. And certain things do better on different sites, you know? Like, I've noticed that art supplies and things, they do better on Whatnot. Clothing, for me, seems to work a little better on Poshmark. There's all kinds of, you know, plus and minuses to each of these sites, and I recommend you be on every single one of them right now, because it's gonna be a rough couple months, guys. And I'm not trying to be a doomsayer or anything like that, but the thing is, we've gotten so spoiled, that, you know, our society has gotten so spoiled that honestly, most people don't have any idea what's coming. It's like, oh, that could never happen, you know, it's never gonna be that bad, you know, all the banks aren't gonna, I mean, there have been several bank crashes, 2 major bank crashes. You know, there are a lot of things that are really reminiscent of the 2008 crash. But there are also things that are different about it this time, you know. There's also some things that are different. So, but anyway, I don't want to bore you guys to tears. I like looking at that type of stuff, because it lets me know how I need to prepare. You know, it tells you, do I need to be saving my money right now or spending my money right now? Do I need to be investing? Do I need to be, what do I need to do? So, but anyway, I'm sorry for getting on my soapbox. I apologize for this long rant, but I do feel like it's important to tell you guys, because most of the people that watch this channel are people that I care about, and I want you guys to be as prepared as possible. And just be aware of the situation. So, but I hope everybody gets some really great sales this week. I truly do. And I hope that you guys have a lovely day.